Well, here I am. Now I'm doing the regular video, my posted video of today. I just finished a live video. It's not. I don't know whether it's posted completely, if it's edited and everything, because I don't edit anything. All right, what you see is what you get. A fat guy sitting in a chair in a cluttered little room with my good friend Lucy. Yeah. Oh, she's asleep, because if I said her name and she doesn't wag her tail, she's sleeping. I thought she got a good night's sleep last night. She didn't bother me, so I thought she slept through the night. But you never know. She sleeps better through the night when there's a thunderstorm, because then she curls up against me, and I don't have any place I can go. So that's how that works out. Pete Hegseth is off the wall, folks. He made a comment, I think it was Friday or the day before, where he said that we're not going to give any quarter to the enemy anymore, and he's talking about no politically correct wars or anything like that. The statement not to give quarter is considered to be, which I just found out, a war crime, or depending on the exact phrasing, I guess. So it could mean that Pete's headed for a lot of trouble down the road. And unless they turn this into a total dictatorship, in which case I think Trump probably just shoot him, because he's a little too ambitious and he's not smart enough to be a leader. He thinks that's what the men want, and he thinks that's what Christians want. Christians want you to go out there and just kill the enemy. Don't talk to them. Don't try to save them. Don't try to imprison them. Just shoot them dead. And the problem with that is the Geneva Convention was started because they didn't want these people to do it they didn't want it done to Americans. Well, now the Americans are, it's going to be open season on any captured Americans, and we have no grounds, legal or morally, to stand on now. The Geneva Convention only does not work like that. If you violate the Geneva Convention, you can hope that the other countries will pay attention to it. But Arab nations, I doubt very seriously, will pay attention to it. We already know that Israel doesn't pay attention to it because they've committed genocide. They just go out and target anybody and anybody. They don't care. They want the Arabs out, and they want the Jews to move in. But the last time I checked, the Jewish religion is still a third-rated religion, if not lower than that. Okay, it's not a very popular religion for some reason, and I guess it's you have to have been born in it, and then you come out of it. And coming out of it, I guess. When I say coming out of it, your family history and everything makes you a Jew. It's kind of, but then see, I was born a Catholic. I was baptized a Catholic. I was never confirmed. Never went to confirmation, because by that time I didn't want anything to do with the religion. And then, because I got beat up by a nun, so I wasn't interested in that. I was exploring other religions, and I came to the conclusion that they're just religion is not for me. I'm not an atheist, because I believe in God or superior being of some sort, but I don't. I just don't believe in religions. They're just not. They're not cool, man. They're just people die in the name of God, whatever God's name is. Muslims die in the name of Allah, and Christians die in the name of Jehovah or Jesus Christ, or just God in general. And they'll kill for the same reasons. So I'm just not really high on religion as a form of psychology. I guess it works, psychotherapy, but as a form of lifestyle, I don't think so. To some degree, some aspects of the various religions make a whole lot of sense, But those are also social mores, and you have to look that up, because I haven't got time to sit down and explain that to you. But anyhow, so we got we have Pete Hegseth out there calling for no quarter to be given to our enemies. What was this about? Oh, the president of the Kennedy Center was fired. Yeah, or the well, anyhow, he was Trump's man in the daily day operations of that, and he almost burnt the place to the ground. So, I mean, he was doing what Trump wanted. So why he got fired, I don't know. Unless he put his name on a bathroom door or something like that, and wanted to call it the I forget his name, but wanted to name a bathroom after him or something like that. Or a corner of the Kennedy Center, and put his name on it. That would have done it. Because Trump doesn't even want Kennedy's name there. But Trump would have a severe problem if he tried to remove Kennedy's name. He's not in the same league as Kennedy. He's not in the same league as Kennedy's appreciation of the arts. He's not in Kennedy's same league as Kennedy as a human being. He's not or a politician or anything else. He's just as a thief, maybe, because I don't know. Kennedy came from a family of crooks. So did Trump. That's about the only thing they have in common. So we don't know what's going to happen with that one. And then I was talking about Vance, who has mysteriously disappeared the last couple of weeks. Not 100%, but he's faded into the background, and he's not up there jumping up and down next to Trump supporting him, and even if you look around, Trump's gotten a little calmer about the war and, telling everybody what a great job Pete's doing. So I don't know if there's a change in philosophy taking place. But, Vance is difficult to understand. He's changed religions, from what I understand. He's changed political beliefs, opinions. He changes constantly, which is right. Everybody's right to change their opinion. I don't hold that against him. The fact that he, compared Trump to Hitler, and now he's, licking his ass crack. So I don't know. But Hitler is when he admires Hitler. He admires Kim. He admires Tsai. He admires the dictators in the world. And the guy from Hungary, I forget his name. But Trump's a big fan of his, and because he watches how the people respect him. They don't respect the people because they're great leaders or they idolize these people. They respect the people out of fear, because if they don't show the proper respect, they're going to lose their positions. And in the communist world or the dictatorship world, that can mean you lose your house, your kids get kicked out of college and everything else, and you're on the street, selling wontons in some dark alley. So it's not because they admire Kim or Tsai or whatever. They're just deathly afraid of these people. And if you could take pictures of a meeting in let's say North Korea, because that's probably still the most violent of all countries right now. If you took the picture of the meeting, with the soldiers and everything, and Kim's out there giving a speech, and then somebody just didn't sit properly or started to fall asleep or something, or just kind of sat like this instead of rigid attention, and then you came back 24 hours later, that guy would not be there. And your ability to follow that guy, to find that guy, would be rather limited, But that's the way it goes, Donnie wants that because he thinks that's that he does think they're respected. They're not respected. They're feared because they're the total power that these people have. And Kim's power is better, is more total than the king it would be, because he answers to nobody but himself. Kings answer to God sometimes, but that's that. And the Italian people have a problem. Now, I honestly don't understand the whole situation. But as the article read, what it basically means is, if you're Italian and you were born overseas, as opposed to being born here, you don't have dual citizenship, and you definitely don't have Italian citizenship. Even though both parents are Italian, born in Italy and what have you, because they had the baby overseas, it doesn't necessarily mean anything, and it's you could call yourself Italian if you're born over there, if you were born in another country and you've lived in another country, but you're not going to go back to and find out. It's not, you just can't get citizenship right away. It's very, very difficult to get citizenship. It could take years. And a lot of euros, they said. Now, I don't know if that's correct or not. You'll have to check it out, yourselves, because they started using terms that I don't understand, legal terms and whatnot. They have a name for what they're talking about, and I don't understand that, But it's similar to what Trump wants to do here. He wants to take away what they call birthright citizenship. If you're born in the United States, you don't automatically become a citizen anymore. And I'm not so sure I have a problem with that policy or not. In other words, because I know people that came to the United States for the purpose of childbirth, to obtain a U.S. passport, and they've never gone back on vacation or otherwise. The person that they have dual citizenship, and I don't understand that. Unless they're paying into Social Security or something, and that's what they're trying to get. I really, because back then, the best, that's what I was looking for yesterday, the best passport in the world was, the best place to be a citizen was U.S. and have a U.S. passport. I don't think that works that well anymore, so I'm not even sure I still have a passport. I'll have to check that out this week. But my wife has a passport. My wife is a naturalized citizen, but I don't know how that works anymore either, So far they haven't, there's been no problems, but you never know, with what's going on in the world. Because you got that whack job, And somebody ought to check Trump's citizenship out. He's a convicted felon. His father was convicted of crimes too. I forget what he was, but that's like JFK's old man was a bootlegger. So what are you going to do? And that family still makes money after over a contract that they had with Seagram's, I believe. That goes back to Prohibition. Although I don't know what it's worth anymore because the booze stocks and everything are way, way down. It's just not done anymore. They just don't drink anymore, I think everybody should just start drinking Tennessee, Kentucky bourbon and screw it. All right, and I can't, and I don't drink at all anymore, so, Anyhow, that's it for today and the weekend. The week is gone. I'm gone. I didn't see anybody this morning. I don't know what happened. I hope everybody's okay. Life gets very, very complicated with my timing, and that's why these are the best videos, because you can watch these at any time. But you can also go, I don't know whether you can access my archives or whatever, but I have like 600 live videos over there that go back way, way, way back. I don't know whether I talked about in those, But anyhow, I would love it if you. I told you I made the homepage of YouTube. I listed on those videos and everything. My picture of my video was up there with my little owl sitting there, and in the title of it, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. I was very surprised I saw that yesterday, and so far it hasn't had any effect on anything other than my ego, So, but do hit the subscribe button, say hello. And if you want to talk, I don't talk to people per se on chats or anything like that. I don't do chat, only because it gets very complicated where I live. You can end up having stuff on your computer you don't want. So, but in the meantime, everybody, you guys have a great weekend. Hit the subscribe button on your way out, and I will see you on Monday.